September 1st, 2023. This is Darcy's Corner. Just some observations and some life lessons, I guess, that I wanted to kind of make note of. I managed to get through in that dating site eventually, and I don't know what the glitch was, but anyway, they fixed it. So then I got on there, and then, you know, I was exposed to a wide variety of men, and there's a few women, but mostly it's men. And only one woman ever responded back to me, and then she was just curious as to how my situation was because she thought it was weird. And it is, and it's fine, but like she had zero interest in like getting to know me or anything, and she wasn't trying to date me. She was like, "Oh, you're weird," poke, poke, poke. But what I have found since getting involved in that is that there are a lot of men who think I pass by my picture, which is funny because like you're looking at the same thing I'm looking at, so I don't know that I pass. But um, I had lots of straight men click on my picture thinking that they were gonna get some, and then they start off sweet talking to me, and sometimes I'll slip it in, so to speak, that I'm not a woman original, and then like I just watch them freak out and run away, and it's kind of funny. But it's also very endearing because I don't think I pass. So like my picture should be obvious, and there's a couple pictures on there. I mean, and also in my bio, I wrote what I am and what my situation is, and I did that deliberately because anybody who might be attracted to me needs to know. Otherwise, they're going to figure it out when they get there, and then life could get very awkward very quickly. And like a lot of times, people don't show up for meetings with me. So, but I'm used to that. I don't like it, but I just okay. I'm going to arrange meetings for places where I want to go, and then I will go to that place. And if you don't show up, I'm someplace that I wanted to be anyway, and I'm going to do something that I wanted to do, even if the other person doesn't show up, because that way at least I got to enjoy my afternoon and I didn't waste it on them. So that's how I do that now. And but occasionally, well, actually, usually what happens though, like occasionally I will meet an actual person and like life will progress, and oh look, Darcy gets lucky that day maybe. That could happen. But mostly what happens though is that people who do know what I am and realize what I am, very, very, very quickly they want to put something in my butt. Like that's their number one fantasy. Number two fantasy is me putting something in their butt. That's their number two fantasy. Okay, um, and they want to go into graphic detail about these things all the time. And I'm like, well, I'm glad you're frisky and all, and like this is an adult dating site, but like sometimes that's like the second line that they text me. Can I f you in the butt? Like that's their second line. I'm like, well, that's a keeper. Delete. But even if they are trying to like sweet talk me and romance me, like for a little while I was indulging some of these people, but then like I very quickly realized that to them it's just cheaper than a sex line, you know. Um, and mind you, this is a paid subscription that I'm in, so they paid money to be there too. But neither one of us is getting paid to pay attention to the other, and so I have zero obligation towards these people. And so very quickly, I'm like, okay, if you want this act, this picture, this thing, come take it. Yeah, I got full disclosure. Okay, there's pictures of me that are not flattering to others on the internet somewhere. Okay, if you're a friend or family and you don't want to see them, don't. I would have to tell you very specifically where to go to find them. And if you've already found them, well, that's on you. But the point of the matter is, I am very flattered if my companion wants to be romantic with me. And if something about me turns him on, that's great. Okay, I'm all in favor of that. But if it's just some random dude who wants to pleasure himself looking at naked pictures of girls on the internet and fantasizing, he doesn't need me for that. Which is what I tell them. I'm like, you don't need me to diddle yourself and think about trans people. There's porn. Knock yourself out. Leave me out of it. So if you want to include me in your life, different story. Show up. Meet me for coffee. Let's go to dinner. If you can't handle me in real life, I don't want to be in your fantasies. I don't care. Like, I don't care if you came across the website that has some images of me on it and, like, that turns you on. Have at her. But I could care less if some stranger is turned on who never has any intention of meeting me whatsoever. Like, it is so annoying how few people show up and like want to have a relationship. And like, you don't have to like want to marry me or nothing, but you have to come back and like we have to like be able to do things in public. And if that's too much for you, then go away. I don't mind being my man's fantasy. But he better be my man, and if he's not, well then what do I care? Anyway, so that's Darcy's Corner. Me whining about dating sites and how I just don't care about how other people view me. But I am very happy. I mean, I do care that when they see that picture, they saw a woman. And the other ones that saw a trans woman wanted what they saw. That's progress, okay? Now, if I can just get these things to line up where there's a person who sees me, likes what they see, and shows up, I can do a lot with that person. But they are on notice, though. I'm like, no, you will treat me with respect or we won't be doing anything. Like, we're going to meet at a coffee shop first. Ideally, you're going to bring me flowers or something. And if you can't do those things, bye-bye. Like, I do have minimum standards. Like, showing up. If you kick my dog, it's not going to go well for you. Anyway, Darcy's Corner. Making progress, I guess. You know? Anyway, I'm in a better place now than I was before. Peace.